Friends, April 2025. Where did it go? What happened? I can't believe I'm filming this video, and I'm filming it in the state that I'm in because I just got out of a vehicle for driving for over 2.5 hours. I was away this weekend, and if I waited, there'd be no sunlight, and then I'd have to wait till next weekend, and I'm not waiting a week. So here's where we're at. This is what I did. I just finished filming my top-down stuff, so I got home probably about 40 minutes ago, and I have yesterday's makeup on. I'm on day 3 hair, so it's obviously pulled back. But this is where we're at. This is what we're gonna do, and I'm okay with it. So in this video, like hardly any memories and experiences. I did just get back from an experience, but that'll be obviously May's video. Didn't really do too much in April. The weather was kind of like all over the place. It was like nice one day and then freezing the next day. So I kind of didn't really do too much. I did go to my grandma's for Easter, but I was gonna splice in some photos and I didn't take any for Easter. So I was like, whoops. But yeah, so no memories and experiences, but I did read some books. I did buy some crystals. Now, some of them was not with my own money, and that gets explained in that segment. So, whoops, but it's okay. We're okay. We're all about learning and growth going forward. Tomorrow's a new day. And then we talk about the decks that I used. I did buy one deck in April, so that's in there. But let's start with books. I only read 3 books this month, which I can't believe it. I felt like I did a lot of reading and a lot of listening, only to have 3. I try and aim for 1 book a week. Didn't quite make it this month. In my defense, one was huge. The book club book. Here we have Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. I can't remember if I explained this in March's wrap up, but my book club book has decided to go exclusively spicy books, which is not how it was when I joined. So I'm a little, I don't love it, but whatever. It's a social event that I actually do really look forward to every month, getting together with all these ladies. There's 11 of us now in the book club. Obviously not everyone can make it every time. So it's usually, it hovers around 8 to 10 people each month. Holding the Reins. Let's just talk about Holding the Reins. That's a whole other topic, but this book was super cute. I didn't hate it, but it was incredibly predictable. Like the first few chapters, you know exactly where this book is going and how it's going to end. If that's your vibe, sometimes I want that. That's sometimes why I watch my comfort shows. That's why I watch Harry Potter all the time. That's why I watch Lord of the Rings. I know how it's going to end, and it's not something that's going to stress me out. So this book would be perfect for that. If you just want something where you know how it's going to end and it's cute and whatever, have at her. It was an easy read, very, very easy to get through. No complaints that way. It's just, if predictable is a complaint of yours, again, could be a positive, could be a negative, depending on what you're wanting. It was predictable, but not bad. It was spicy. There's spice in there. And again, I don't want to have to read a spicy book every single month, but I do enjoy my book club, so we're hanging in there. The next one I read, Sunrise on the Reaping by, of course, Suzanne Collins. So good. So good. I read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes when it came out, and it wasn't bad. This I loved. I absolutely loved it. And I really tried hard to not rush through it. I wanted it to last, which is maybe why it took me so long to read. I only read 3 books this month, but I was feeling incredibly emotional at the beginning of the month for whatever reason, nothing in particular, hormones, whatever. And I knew that this book was probably, I mean, we know how it ends, so I knew I was going to have probably a very emotional response to it. So I was trying to push it off a little bit until my hormones got their stuff together, and that is what I did. And I didn't really cry at all, thank God, because if I would have finished this book earlier on in April, I would have been a mess. I would have been such a mess. So I'm really glad that I slowed it down and just kind of read a couple chapters here and there. But this book was phenomenal. So good. Can't wait to see the movie. They've already announced the cast for a lot of the main characters, so so excited. Cannot wait. And then the last one that I read, and I just got it in under the wire, I finished it on April 30th, was the second Crescent City book, the House of Sky and Breath. This one was rough. This one I listened to on Audible. The other two I read on my Kindle. This is 27 hours. This is a 27-hour book. And I think the third book is 29 hours. So I'm hoping to get it done in May, but I haven't even started it yet. And I've already got a couple other books, a lot of books on the go at the moment, which I'll talk about. But I found this one a little bit difficult to stick with. And maybe it was because I was listening to it while I was working, but that's what I do with all my Audible books. And I haven't really struggled quite as much as I struggled with this one. There were times when I'd be working away and then something happens. There's like a fight scene and I'm like, what? How did we get here? What's happening right now? I don't recall this fight scene starting. So I would kind of have to like, sometimes I would go back and re-listen to it. And sometimes I was honestly just like, well, I'll figure it out. And that's to me a sign of a not great book when I don't want to go back and listen to it. However, the last couple paragraphs blew my mind. I'm not spoiling anything. My book reviews are spoiler free. So I have no idea how the last couple paragraphs of that book managed to not get spoiled for me. I had no clue. If you've read it, I'm hoping you know what I'm talking about. But I was like, I was working. No, I was at home because it was April 30th and I was trying to cram it before midnight. And I'm like sitting on my bed listening and I was like, what? I was stunned. I was more stunned that I didn't know that this happened in this book. So the last two paragraphs of that 27-hour book made it worth it. I am really excited to read the third one. So hopefully, again, I'll start it in May. But Sunrise on the Reaping, guys, it really just made me want to do a full reread of The Hunger Games. So this is one, I mean, I'm this far into it, that far into it. So I was kind of, oh, I have grease stains. I think I was snacking. I kind of was just like, I'm going to read it at a leisurely pace. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to say I want to get this book done this month. If I have like my book club book will take precedence over this. This was just kind of something I was like, oh, that Sunrise on the Reaping just made me, I miss it. So I haven't read these since they came out and I have the box set. So I dusted off the box set, literally, it was quite dusty. And I'm going to read all three of them again because it was so good. And I wanted to remember more of Haymitch's story. So that's what Sunrise on the Reaping is. It's Haymitch's story from the Hunger Games. And I went back and rewatched the movies because I was like, oh, I can't remember this about Haymitch, or what did they say about this about Haymitch? And they actually don't really answer the questions that I had. So that's what made me want to go back to the book. And it was just so enjoyable that I was like, I miss it. I'm going back. We're going back. One thing I would love to know though, is when Suzanne Collins wrote the original three, did she already have the storyline of Snow and Lucy Gray from A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes? Was that already planned in her head, or was that planned afterwards and she kind of wrote those books, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snake and Sunrise on the Reaping, with this information in mind, or was it vice versa? I would love to know that. I don't think Suzanne Collins has answered that question, and I don't know that she will, because I do tend to think that she wrote these ones first, the original three first, and then she's kind of made the other storylines fit into the original Hunger Games. That's how I think it went down. But if it was the other way around, that is hecka impressive. That is so impressive. So I'd love to know. I would love to know. I don't think she's responded to that anyway. I don't think she's answered that, but so good. If you're a Hunger Games fan, I highly recommend Sunrise on the Reaping because it was very well done. All right, now that I've bragged about books for way too long, let's talk about the purchases that I made. So one of the first things I bought this month that's tarot related or adjacent is some little baskets to hold tarot decks. And I originally saw it on a Pinterest post and I thought I could like reverse Google image search where this person got them. And I came up with nothing. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to go to Michael's and see if I can find something similar. And I found the exact ones. So this is what they look like in the package. Part of their Fab Finds, super cheap. So that was handy. And I'll show you what they look like with decks in them. So they hold I would say they probably hold 4 tarot decks. This is an oracle, so there's less in this one. So these are 2 tarot decks and 3 oracles. So probably I'd say 4 full tarot decks. This is what it looks like from the front. So really pleased with this. So I'm going to start putting things in here, and you can even slot some tarot books down the side. So really enjoying this little setup for tarot decks. So that was a fun coincidence of a find, because I totally didn't think I would find them at Michael's. I just thought I'd find something similar, and that was the exact one. So pretty pleased with those. Now, crystals. Crystals aren't even supposed to be in this video because I wasn't supposed to buy any, but my name is Sarah and I have a crystal buying addiction. So here we are. But right now, as it stands, I said this in the beginning of last month, I have nothing in an open box, and I'm not even watching any live shows at the moment. So fingers crossed, everyone. But there was a lot of sales. There was so many good sales. So I'll go through the sale items first. We got some, is it kyanite? I always get kyanite confused with another one, but these were really cheap. They are a light purple and they fluoresce. Now, one of them, this one here, has a very sharp piece that catches. So I'm a little bit worried about that. Like I could cut my finger on that. But I'll try and show you. I brought a black piece of paper to try and block the light so I can fluoresce some of the fluorescy things for you. So let's see how this goes. No. Okay, they fluoresce a bright orange. If I can remember, I'll input some videos of things fluorescing. But yeah, these were on sale and they are very expensive. So it was nice to get them on sale. So we have 2 of those. I'm pretty sure they're kyanite. No, I'm second guessing myself. Okay, then other sale items. So this is from, these are all from the Gem Boutique. I got some strawberry quartz, some green strawberry quartz hearts. These were also on sale, really cheap, very sparkly, as you can see. Think I might use these in May Moon Try. We'll see, because I didn't really want to do green because I did green already, but we'll see. I might try a green and purple motif. Then another sale item is this lovely little piece here. This is lepidolite with quartz and a little bit of malachite. So that's kind of cool. The malachite is very minimal. You can just see the green ever so slightly. I don't know, there's a little green on the back, but most of it is in here. There were other ones that were way more malachite, like really bright chunks of malachite. I didn't get any of those. I was not quick enough on the draw for those ones. I did get this Death Moth Taiji Jade is what it's called. It was not on sale. It was the only thing I think not on sale. Yes. Then we have my first ever piece of Orca agate. It was also on sale. The color of this, oh my gosh, it's so soothing. I was not expecting it to be as soothing as it is. And it feels really cool, even though it's huge. For a palm stone, it does fit really perfectly in the palm. So I could totally hold this and like meditate with it. It was going to be a display piece, but once I got it in my hands, I was like, wow, that feels, oh my gosh, instantly anxiety goes away. You just feel instantly soothed. It's so strange. Like, I'm not saying that I think that that's the metaphysical properties. I think it's just a combination of the color. Obviously, colors affect the way we feel. We hear about it with hospital walls all the time. So the color and just the shape of it and how smooth it is. I think that that's definitely contributing to how that feels. And I do think that Orca agate is supposed to have those kind of effects. So a little bit of both, perhaps. Who knows? Another one that was on sale is this beautiful Ocean Jasper top polish. I love Ocean Jasper, especially this one. It's got really pretty purples and blues mixed with some oranges throughout it, some oranges and some lighter colors, really pretty. Don't have a top polish, so since it was on sale, that's what did it for me. My first top polish, so really love that. It's really cool. So this one is going in the office along with a couple other ones. So the other ones, Okay, this is, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. The blues are very, very dark. It's like a very dark navy. It's a piece of Iolite. It's an Iolite Freeform. Don't have any Iolite, so that's what got me here. Very, very pretty. It's not a good quality Iolite. It was 80% off. So, I mean, that kind of speaks to the quality, but you can see there's probably some smoky in here as well, but it was so cheap. And I don't have Iolite, and as I've said before, I'm a sucker for things I don't have. So we have this piece of Iolite now. I now have some Iolite. Then we get into the Equilibrio Gems stuff. Now this is a combination of my own money and birthday money. So that's kind of where I excused these purchases. So the ones with my own money was a Cobalto Calcite Palm Stone. Cobalto Calcite is something I don't have, and it has been on the list for a while. It's a very bright pink usually. This one has a lot of the matrix in it, a lot of the base mineral that it attaches to. Again, it wasn't one of the better ones on the live sale, but I wasn't quick enough on the draw for the others. So that's how I ended up with this one, which is fine. I don't mind that. And then she posted these two. She showed these two, and how she talked about them, it was just like they had to go together. It is ocean jasper, but they do look like they came from the same piece. Like, it's crazy. Now, this is the one I wanted because it kind of has like an Aztec clothing look, like Aztec art, Aztec clothing look to it. Really, really neat. But then when she showed them together, it was like, okay, I get it. They both have to go together. And I do love ocean jasper. So these were regular price. So was the Cobalto Calcite. They're just, I don't know. They look really cool. They look really neat together. So we have those ocean jasper babies. And then, oh no, I missed one from the Gem Boutique. I missed one. This was on sale. This is hectic. This is a hectic crystal haul. Hello. So he was on sale, and it's fluorite with a lot of the matrix, or a lot of the root, the fluorite root. It is so beautiful and so stunning, and it was on sale. So I just had to get him. And he fluoresces beautifully as well. Very heavy. I think it's the matrix that makes him as heavy as he is. So I don't know. I'm going through a skull phase. I blame my sister. My sister is obsessed with crystal skulls, and now I am. But I'm done. But I'm done. I have so many now, and you'll see in a second. So this was a me purchase. And back to Equilibrio Gems. So there's two more items that were birthday money with a side of my own money. So this was a live sale purchase, and I don't think this lighting is going to do it justice. But oh my gosh, this stunning sodalite skull. It is so incredibly blue. It is like a royal, like indigo blue. It's so beautiful, and I just couldn't. It was regular price, but I've never seen a sodalite skull, I don't think ever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So we did that one. That's part birthday money. And then all birthday money was this one. Part of my birthday gift from my mom, she kept asking me what I wanted for my birthday. And I kept saying, I don't know. I don't want anything. And then I had said I wanted to go to Equilibrio Gems with her and pick out a crystal, and that'll be my birthday gift. And she had agreed to that. And then stuff and things happened, and we never got around to it. So she ended up giving me the cash and said, you just go, you buy something. But that's not what I wanted. That wasn't what I wanted for my birthday. I just didn't want to walk into a store and buy something with cash. I wanted it to be an experience and a lunch and whatever with my mom. So we were finally able to do that in April. And this is what I got with the birthday money. This is a volcano agate skull. So this was birthday money with a side of this for birthday money. I love how it's so dark and then graduates to like a lighter blue-gray on its face. And then we have this druzy pocket, although it's not really because it's polished. It's a polished druzy, which is different. I don't think I've really seen too much of that. But volcano agate is also UV reactive, so you're definitely not going to see it in this light. So I will splice in a little video of the UV reaction from this guy, but just stunning. I couldn't not. Okay, so these are, this is my addiction. But like I said, hopefully we're done. Hopefully this is it. You know, my union might be going on strike. Probably not, but maybe. So I just want to prepare for that. So no more. Again, no more. So these are the crystals that made their way into my space. There is a couple other really tiny ones. Like, I'm not even going to bother showing them. Like, I got a bunch of these amethyst pieces. They were like $1. So there was a couple other small things, but they were nothing. So these were the big crystal purchases that happened in April. And all of them were whoopsies because I said I wasn't going to, but here we are. So those are the crystals that I bought. The last crystal I'm going to show you is probably my new prized possession. Here's what happened. I got my box from Equilibrio Gems, and I shouldn't have got it. It should not have arrived because there was 2 small items in it. One was the Cobalto Calcite and the other, I don't even remember what the other was, but it was a small item. It definitely wasn't the free shipping amount. So I thought, oh, maybe they just messed up and they sent it to me by accident. The box arrives and it is really heavy. And I was like, oh, this is definitely an accident. And I start opening the box and right away there is a giant bubble wrapped item. And I thought, okay, this is definitely not my order, but it's a good thing I'm going there with my mom tomorrow because I can return it because someone is definitely missing this. So I start unraveling all of the bubble wrap and I get to the item and I realize what's happened. My sister bought something and had Equilibrio ship it to me as a gift. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have wanted this for so long. It is an agate, quartz, and amethyst sphere. I would go there and I would visit my sphere, but it was way too much money. I would never buy it. It was way too much money for me. So I would go and visit it. And I remember even thinking, I get to visit my sphere tomorrow when I go there with my mom. And now I don't have to go there and visit it because my sister bought it for me, which was, I mean, an absolute shock. You know, people buy gifts all the time for like birthdays, Christmases, whatever, but something of this price for kind of like a no reason. There was a reason to it. It has to do with the stuff and things that happened earlier this year, but I was absolutely stunned. I have been kind of cleaning it out because there is some gunk in there. Some of it has come off and some of it will probably be there forever, but I did get a lot of it off. But anyway, stunning. I love the bubbly agate sections. This is like a beautiful gray blue, and then it kind of fades to like a taupe with the white ring. Oh my gosh, and it's huge. So this is officially the biggest sphere I have. And just to compare, I will show you the one that was my biggest. The size difference is insane. So this is just a clear quartz, and it's obviously, this is so much bigger. And I'm obsessed. I'm currently trying to display it and I don't know how, like everything I had in mind is kind of not working out the way I had pictured in my head. So we'll see what I end up doing with it. But I couldn't believe it. Like I wanted to carry it around the house. I was like, I'm going to make a baby sling and put it in a baby sling and carry it everywhere. So this was my other, I mean, I didn't buy it, but it's part of a crystal purchase. I guess it came in with my crystals in April, so that's my new baby. So yeah, I bought some crystals. But like I said, I don't have any open boxes yet. We are only at the 4th of May. So we have a long way to go, but I'm not even watching live sales at the moment. Sometimes I like watching them because they're quite informative. I do learn a lot about crystals when watching these live sales, but then I also buy stuff. So not good. So I haven't been watching any. My sister, on the other hand, she also kind of agreed with me that she was going to try to not buy crystals, and she's not doing as well as I am. She's still watching the live sales though, which is part of the problem. But it's okay. It's all right. It's early in the year. I have faith in myself that I will get my stuff together and stop spending money. I kind of have to, like, especially if I go on strike. Okay, let's rein it in a little. And let's talk about, I was like, where are we? Talk about the decks that I used in the month of April. The decks that I used, you probably got a decent sneak peek of them when I was showing the little basket, were these ones. I definitely skimmed down what decks I was working with for the month of April. So I am still really loving the Ancient Greek Tarot. I can't get enough of it. Now, this is a nudity warning. I don't know if any nudity filled cards will. Yes, they will, right front and center. I'm really enjoying working with it. I'm really glad I purchased this Kickstarter. I was on the fence about it for a long time and pulled the trigger and was kind of nervous. Got the guidebook and I liked what I saw in the guidebook for the most part. I really liked that the creator explained what was on each card and showed the art references, the historical art references that were used for each card. And the color is just, it's really working for the transition of late winter into spring and now into spring. So it's been a real fun one to work with this time of year, and I will probably continue to work with it into summer because I do think it is pretty summery. The borders remind me of the Gentle Tarot. So love working with this one. I've shown it a lot lately. The other tarot deck I was working with, I did it. This is one I bought in the month of April. It was the only deck that came into my collection or into my space in April, and this was a unicorn deck for me. So this is the Desert Illuminations Tarot. It was a unicorn deck for me for a really long time, as I imagine it was for a lot of people, because it was, the indie version was out of print for a very long time. And I had always said, if I ever get a chance to get my hands on it, I'm going for it because I have ties to Arizona and this feels like a very Arizona deck. I've been on the hunt for a desert themed deck, and this one is kind of like, it has a Wild Wild West feel to it, which I wasn't really looking for. But out of all of the desert decks out there, this is the one that I enjoy the most. Also, the alien theme is not what I would have chosen for myself, but it does work for this deck and it is really fun. So I will say, obviously this is the mass market version. There is a smell. I can smell it. I'm sitting back a ways from the table and I can smell it. I'm hoping that keeping it in here is lessening that smell, but I can still smell it pretty good. It's kind of like a combination of ink and paper, I would say. So just if you haven't purchased this deck, keep that in mind. The other thing I will say about this deck is there is some sort of coating on, I think it's the cards. I don't think it's the edges. Oh, maybe it's both. Maybe it's both the card, front and back and edges, the entire card. And it does kind of leave a film on your hands after you use it. I knew this going into it. I read the Amazon reviews and they all said, not all of them, but there was quite a few that said they had this weird coating on them. And a couple people in these reviews said that they took a microfiber cloth to the front and backs and it cleared it off. It seems to be fine now. I will not be doing that because I edged a deck. It was the Ritual Tarot. I edged it in a Crayola, I think, and the black was coming off of my fingers. So I went through and microfiber the whole thing, all the edges, every single card, and I hated every second of it. And I was like, I really hope I never have to do this again. So I am hoping that it goes away over use, over time. I think it will. I think we're okay. I don't think it'll be there forever. But just to give you an idea, I mean, I can kind of see it if I look for it on my fingers. It just looks like a chalky coating. It almost feels like rock climbing powder. That's kind of what I would compare it to. So keep that in mind as well. If this is a deck that you are interested in and you haven't bought it yet, it seems that the mass market version does have some sort of coating. Now, the Oracle deck that I have chosen to pair with it, it's funny, I filmed a video and it is complete chaos about pairings for both of these decks. These decks are very different, but I was kind of sitting on my floor and was like, oh, I wonder what Oracle decks will work with both of these. Not like necessarily all of them together, because I don't work with multiple tarot decks at one time. It's one tarot deck and one Oracle usually, but these were both new to me. And I was like, oh, let's see what Oracle decks I have that'll go with each one. And then I got through a couple and I was like, oh, I should film this. What am I doing? This is like prime content. And it was madness. So I don't know if I'm going to post it, but there was a couple decks that came out on top of that. And one was the Prism Oracle. So this one works for both, I think. I discovered it works for both. Now I'm second guessing if it, I think it does work with the Ancient Greek Tarot. But I've also decided to switch up my weekly card pull, my Monday morning card pull, to be this deck. I was using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, which I was loving until the last several weeks in a row. I kept pulling the, I can't remember the name of the category, but it's like the non-existent animals, like the unicorn, the phoenix, the golden egg, the black egg, I think that's what it's called. I kept pulling all of those and I wanted real animals that I could like, I don't know, that I was just familiar with. And not that we're not familiar with the phoenix and the unicorn, like we know what those things are. The eggs, not so much, but yeah, I just got annoyed. So I switched. This is what I've been using for my Monday morning. I've only done 2 with it. Tomorrow will be 3. And I like it. I like the basic keywords and I like that, you know, they could be, ooh, maybe not that one, but they could be like so many things. So we'll see how that goes. But I've been using it mostly with the Desert Illuminations. And in that video, I also tried out these guys, and I think I liked both of them with both of these decks. I think the Sea Melodies goes better with the Ancient Greek, and the Secret Garden goes with both of them. So I've been using these guys as well. I'm not going to do a comparison because I do have that video, which I'm not sure if I'm going to post or not, so I don't want to waste it. But if I don't post it, that'll be unfortunate. But yeah, those are the decks that I've been working with and really enjoying them. Kind of don't really think, I mean, aside from the one-off deck here and there, like I do kind of bust out the Sistine Tarot every once in a while. Like I do randomly bust out different decks, but for the most part, this is kind of being my go-to selection for April and probably for May as well. I mean, I'm feeling it. And if you're feeling something, then go for it. So, and I'll also show you what an Oracle deck looks like in here, because I did keep out, I try to stagger these so that they're easier to grab when you want one at a time, but then the second you pick up this basket, they all shift anyway. So here we have, this is a similar size to a Hay House deck. It is snug. You can see, like, if I lift it up, it's not shifting unless I give it a little nudge. So it is a snug fit, but it does work. It's not so snug that I think it'll warp anything. And the guidebook fits. Probably not all Hay House guidebooks maybe would fit. I don't know. But in case you were wondering, a Oracle deck also does fit in here. And those were the decks that I worked with in the month of April. And I'll leave you with the moon tray, but if that's not your jam, that's totally cool. So thank you so much for watching, and that is April, and fingers crossed I don't buy any crystals for May. I can do it. I know I can do it. We'll see. Time will tell. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I see you, and here's May's moon tray. Moon tray. This is what we had going on for April. Keep forgetting what month we're working with. So I've added some things as I came across them in my space. I was like, oh yeah, that'll go. Oh yeah, that'll go. So there might be some different things in here. There might be some things removed as well, because I did work with a couple other things in here. So this is what we ended up with for April. May. I have no idea. I mean, I have an idea, but I think it's going to look like crap. May is typically green because it's emerald is the birthstone, but green is something that I kind of did for, I tried to do it for December. I think I tried to do it for March as well because, of course, March and green. So I kind of didn't really want to do green again, but I don't know. I don't want it to be too colorful because I want to save the really colorful moon trays for the summer months. So I'm kind of in this weird, like, I don't know. So I think I'm going to try green and purple. It might look really gross, but I'm going to give it a try. So let me clear this out and see what it looks like. Okay, here's what we ended up with. I don't actually hate it. So we have a couple repeats from the previous basket. We've got some amethyst that I had in the previous one, an OJ in the previous one. So there's lots of OJ. That's a moss. That's a OJ. Moss, serpentine, fluorite, grape. Then we have, I've used these previously. These are the lavender rose quartz. This, I think, is charoite. I could be wrong. It was a freebie, so I'm not 100% sure, but it just had to go in there because of how purple it is. We have my two brand new green strawberry quartz, and we have my two brand new kyanite palmies. This is an aventurine, and that's an OJ as well. Amy. That's it. There's a lot of negative space, but I don't hate it. I'm okay with it, I think. So, oh, I don't like how these guys look. Let's switch that up. There. Don't hate it. I thought I would hate it so much more, but it's actually decent. And I think it's because I've stuck to very similar shades of purple and similar shades of green. Like, I didn't put any malachite in here. Malachite would have been too, like, turquoisey, I think. And I don't think it would have been the vibe I was looking for. So I think I did good. Is it May? I don't think so, but it's okay. You can't win them all. So that is May's moon tray.